When you want to be a hero, you don't want to be an average one, do you? You want to be a brilliant one. And when you want to be a footballer, you want to be winning the World Cup. And when you want to be a husband, you want to be the best. And when you want to be a dad, you want to be the best. And then after that, after I got that out of my system, I realised that actually this banking thing wasn't actually for me. It's for a lot of people, it wasn't for me. And I wanted to be something else. And I got the chance to come and do this. You created those values. Straightforward, positive, caring, responsible, inspiring. That is you. I have never seen a business of this size, of this scale, consult so well with their people to produce something that was so much in step with what you believed. People think it's out there somewhere. They think it's in the boss getting, being different, or the relationships being different, or something else out there being different. And all the time they're looking in the wrong place, because the answer to what it is to get us up there is not out there, it's in here. It always was, and it always will be. We're going to stay committed to that, and it's going to follow us. We're going to make it happen. And that's what you've got to do with your resolutions. Whether it's health or diet or golf or whatever it might be, stay committed and stay believing in it at all times. I've been doing some work out in Moscow with the Russian division of Nestle out there. One of the businesses out in Moscow, 1,500 people. And they said, Mike, we've got a great example of this. It's a man called Vasily Alexeyev, who was a weightlifter in the 1970s. Alexeyev in 1976 was the reigning world and Olympic champion. He'd won gold medals in both those events. He was the world record holder. I checked it out on his website. He broke 97 world records in his career. By any stretch of the imagination, this man was as far up this model as you can imagine. He was excellent. He went to the Montreal Olympics in 1976. When he's training for it, his coach said, come on, champ, give us one more performance. Sorry, he won the gold medal in 1972, World Championship 74, went to Montreal in 76. Give us one more medal performance. Train your heart out for this gold medal. Alexeyev wasn't performing well in training. At the time, think about this number, please. Remember the number. His world record was 242 kilograms. That's what he was lifting. Nobody else in the world was even lifting 230. He lifts 242. In training, they realise he's not performing, so they say, look, let's stop talking about the gold medal. Let's talk to him about immortality. And they say to Alexeyev, forget about the gold medal. Let's train as if we're going to become the first man to lift 250 kilograms. And here's what Alexeyev said. This is a man who's been so excellent, it can't be believed. He said, that can't be done. It's impossible. Now, when you believe that it can't be done, how do you train? Not brilliantly. You train like a man who believes it can't be done. When you believe it can be done, you train like a man who believes it can be done. So he starts lifting these weights, and they put a bar weighing 252 kilograms in his gym. And they say, champ, humour us. Lift the bar. Just try. So he tried to lift the bar, believing it can't be done. What happened? Can't lift it. And after a few days of that, they thought, hang on a minute, we don't want to demotivate him even further. We want to take another bar and put 242 kilograms on it. And if tomorrow he fails to lift this one, we'll give him this one to lift. 242, his existing world record. And we'll get him to lift it. And of course, he'd lift it. So he would fail every 3 to 4 days, apparently, to lift this one, 252. But he would lift 242, his existing world record. Fail, succeed. Fail, succeed. This went on for 3 months. 6 weeks before the Olympics, the coaches said to him, we've got a little confession. Do you know what the confession was? Not they swapped him around, even worse than that, that this bar and this bar weighed what? Exactly the same. Even when you're already excellent, you can put limits on your own ability and your own performance. You can still be a prisoner of your own beliefs, no matter how successful you've been in the past. Now, what's the end to the story? He went out to the 1976 Olympics. Remember, nobody else was even lifting 230. And I've got a photograph of this at home. And all these other guys were lifting. Now, you get 3 chances in weightlifting. And if you blow it, you're out. Okay? So he waits, and it goes to 220 and 222 and 225. And somebody lifts a personal best, 230 kilograms. And he thinks, okay, the competition's warming up. The great Alexeyev will come out. And when you believe that you can lift 252 kilograms, when to win the gold medal you only need to lift 231, what would be a sensible thing to put on the bar for your first lift in the Olympic final? 231, would that have made sense? But what about when you truly believe 252 is within your limits?
And he went out in 1976 and said, put 252 on that bar, 21 kilograms ahead of the next guy, and let's raise the stakes a little bit. And here's what happened. With his first lift, the bar slipped from his hands and he dropped it. So despite the self-belief, he fails. Did it derail him, do you think? When you have true self-belief, does a failure derail you? Of course it doesn't. The failure inspires you. And he walked back onto the podium, and with his second lift, he lifted 252 kilograms. And the photograph I have of him, he's winning the gold medal, lifting 252 kilograms. On the wall behind him, you can see the next 9 scores behind him. And the last one is something like 189 kilograms with the 10th best lift. He was miles ahead of anybody else. And he lifted it, but he had to make the breakthrough in his own mind first. You can't do it otherwise, guys. You have to have the self-belief. Imagine our scale of 0 to 100. Now, maybe this year is going to take you guys being at the 90 mark for as much of the year as you possibly can. And maybe, who knows, sometimes the result might not go your way. Keep the self-belief. Don't allow that to waver. Ladies and gentlemen, if we're going to wait for the world to get all positive around us, it isn't going to happen. The great leader Gandhi once said, be the change you want to see in the world. Be the example. Be the change. Be the person who steps up and takes this business and drives this business forward. I'm wishing you the best commercial and personal year of your lives. Think about it every day. Believe it when it's good and believe it when it's bad. Keep your attitudes positive. And I promise you, it'll be there for you. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. I hope you have a tremendous evening. Thank you. Thank you.